This just went a bit right off topic, innit? But anyway, I've seen me leave with a bar of chocolate and a pint of milk, but avoid Ali Johnson. The do's and don'ts in it. To be honest, I thought this was a 5-minute interview. We're here 35 minutes, so.
Coming up on the official Celtic FC podcast, we are joined for an exclusive interview with Greg Taylor as he helps look ahead to a busy festive period.
There's been good, bad and ugly. There's been some shockers in there that we've left early from, and that says a lot for even early on Christmas Eve.
And the left back also talks everything from football, food and his favourite Christmas moments.
This is the official Celtic FC podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome along to the official Celtic FC podcast. I'm Ryan Marr and I've got a very, very special guest alongside us. If you're watching, you'll be able to see who it is already, but if you're listening, I'm going to give you a big build up here. It's a man that signed in the summer of 2019 from Kilmarnock and has gone on to play 147 games for Celtic so far. He scored 6 goals, won 3 league titles, 2 Scottish Cups, 2 League Cups, was in the Premiership Team of the Year last season. He was a man that was probably always the answer when someone said he's the loudest person in the changing room, but I don't know if that's still the same because Ali Johnson's here and he's the head of the Gossip Girl CSC. It's none other than Greg Taylor. Greg, thanks so much for joining us, mate.
Thanks very much, mate. That was some intro. I'm honoured from that, so thank you very much.
I'm trying to kind of think where to actually start with that intro. Gossip Girl, are you still watching
Gossip Girl, no, it's long gone.
Is it?
What's the latest thing I've been watching?
I'm always interested in what people are watching.
I know, I like a Saturday night if we've played a game, a wee bit of Strictly. That's not bad, aye. Strictly with the missus, watch that. What else have I been watching? Football, if it's on the telly, of course. I'm trying to think programmes-wise.
You've not had a series you've been on? I'm always interested. I'm getting the end of the thing.
League of Their Own. Been watching a bit of League of Their Own. New season of that. Not bad. But no TV seasons that I'm engrossed in at the moment.
Yeah, I'm coming to the end of mine, so I'm always interested.
Are you watching?
I'm watching. Have you ever watched Race Across the World?
No.
Oh, it's brilliant. So it's like there's a celebrity one that just came out, but basically they get like 5 groups of people, so they're all in pairs, and they're given a set budget, and they need to get from one location to another. So the most recent one, I think they started, the one I'm watching, they start in Mexico City.
Okay.
And they need to get to right at the bottom of Argentina, but they can't fly, and they've only got like £1,500 or something like that.
That's decent.
It's pretty good. Actually, it's on BBC. I'd definitely give it a watch. And then you watch it and you're just pure desperate to go
how
away
you
traveling.
would do it.
Yeah, and how you would do it and stuff. So I definitely got in that. But I suppose actually, well, we're recording this Thursday, so it's the last day of November. Tomorrow's going to be the first day of December.
Mm-hmm.
Have you started any of the Christmas films yet?
I have actually. We put the tree up last night, so the tree went up and Elf was on in the background.
Brilliant.
Big favourite of mine. Aye, I think Elf normally takes the top of my list for Christmas films. I like the Home Alone 1 and 2, good films. But yeah, that is. I think that's my favourite.
Yeah. Have you got any kind of favourite Christmas traditions or anything at all?
Favourite Christmas traditions?
Or
I used to, when I was younger, I would always go to the cinema on Christmas Eve with my family.
All right, okay.
Me, mum, dad, wee brother would go to cinema. And then as I gradually got older and you have a partner and a missus and that stops, that gets binned. And so now, any traditions?
Would you always go to see the same film in Christmas Eve?
No. Just all different films.
Right,
There's been good, bad and ugly. There's been some shockers in there that we've left early from, and that says a lot for even early on Christmas Eve.
Any foods or anything you look forward to the most?
I love a Christmas dinner, yeah. We obviously play Boxing Day this year, which is it's part of the job, of course, but so Christmas dinner, I think we're going to do it a day early this year, Christmas Eve. Just still recovering after the game 23rd, so wee bit of time before the game of Boxing Day.
That's a nightmare, isn't it, though, playing the Boxing Day one?
It is, but it's
part of the
when
job.
Everyone else is enjoying the festives, we're normally working, but we'll get a break at the end of it.
Yeah. And another part of that intro there, are you still the loudest man in the changing room? Or is it still,
no, Jono's definitely took over me, he has. I'm right up there, but Ali is literally doesn't stop speaking ever. So no, Ali's taking that mantra.
That must be quite nice. You get a little break from
from slagging me. Yeah, Jono takes the heat at times, definitely.
And 147 appearances.
I know. By the way, to be honest, and I knew that because I track every appearance. I've always done that since I made my debut all those years ago in Kilmarnock. Every game, Scotland, Kilmarnock, Celtic. I know. So yeah, I knew that was the 150 milestone is. It's on the horizon, hopefully.
It's a decent record.
It's a good whack, actually, definitely. A real honour to, and I said that when I first signed for the club, is it was a real honour to sign, but the hardest part was trying to make yourself a regular. And over the last few seasons, I've tried to play. I've played regularly, and yeah, I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah, because I think this season, I don't think you missed a game this season.
No,
have
I've
you?
not. I've played a lot of football, so hopefully that can continue.
Yeah, I mean, what's that like though? See, to constantly be going game after game, like you must start to kind of feel things. Like you always just kind of, I don't know, I'm not saying about injuries and anything, but you just always kind of having to recover and rest, recover and rest.
Exactly.
Like, what's your kind of process like?
I'm pretty thorough in my recovery in terms of day before a game. I like to do the ice bath, the hot and cold treatment. We've got brilliant staff at the club in terms of the masseurs and the physios who are looking after us with all the best equipment. So there's no stone left unturned in terms of we get all the best of stuff. So it's up to us to use it. And away from the pitch, it's just trying to sleep when you can. Of course, like as you well know, getting back the other night, it was late one. So the rest of you're back late, you need to get a good sleep the next night, so you're starting to look to prepare for St Johnstone.
Do you know, that's the thing that it's only really since I kind of started working for the club that I started to really recognise that, because people always talk about you play the games midweek and then you have to come back at the weekend and do the job, and how difficult that can be. But the travelling aspect of it, I mean, I think getting to the bed about 4:30 in the morning, and Wednesday morning it would have been then. How do you find that aspect of it? Like, do you get used to it, or is it still a challenge?
You do get used to it. It is still a challenge, of course. That's one of the hard things, and one of the demands of a club this size is you are playing so many games with such short turnarounds. But it's one that we love. There's no footballer, I think, if you asked in that changing room, that wouldn't want to play. So I'm one of the lucky ones this year that have managed to play a lot of games. So I don't take it for granted, because there's boys in there that are training every single day to try and get an opportunity. So when I get the opportunity to play, I definitely try and not take it for granted.
So I take it like Wednesday you would have had a day off. So what does that look like for you in terms of recovery when you're getting back that early time in the morning?
Yeah.
Cool.
That went there.
Yeah,
exactly. 26. I just try and get a long lie. Just got up, got a bit of breakfast, and just spend a day. Really, we ended up round the house. Putting up the decorations was the plan. I can't take too much credit, but my fiance did the majority, and I sat and applauded from the couch.
But have you got anything at all, like when you're coming back from those types of trips, like do you allow yourself the chance to have like a cheat meal or anything like that, or have you got like a kind of set thing you have with your diet at all?
I think especially when it's such short turnarounds with games, it's just about getting food into the body. You can allow yourself a cheat meal or a bit of chocolate here or a Chinese after a game, because you just need to really refuel, because the games are so quick, and then the next day you need to start to clean it up again, because you're trying to focus and get the right things in your body before a game.
Yeah. Have you got a particular thing you'd always go for?
I think now it would be a Chinese.
Yeah.
It's over the years it's changed to whether it was Chinese or an Indian or a pizza or but at the moment it's normally a Chinese after a game. Hong Kong style sweet and sour chicken, boiled rice, controversial. I know a lot of people like fried rice. I'm a boiled rice man. House rice.
Yeah.
Salt and chili chicken, and then it depends. It's either a chicken curry or salt and chili chips, and we share it. It's not all for myself there, by the way. That's a lot of food.
That's a decent order. That's
normally shared with either my fiance or others. So it's a good whack.
So is that pretty much after every match, would you say? Or?
No. Come on, I'm getting a bad reputation.
I'm trying to dig you in here, aren't I?
No. The odd Saturday night game. We play a lot of Sundays, so getting a Chinese on a Sunday night, you can do that, but it doesn't feel quite as normal. So I do allow myself a cheat meal here and there, but it's not every game.
Yeah, I mean, do you see when you're away in trips and stuff, particularly like pre-seasons, you're away for quite a few weeks, do you ever get kind of cravings for stuff like that?
Chocolate.
Like, is it?
Chocolate, definitely.
What would be your thing?
Dairy milk, just Dairy milk Oreo or Dairy milk.
So see if you were to go in, like, you go in a corner shop, you can get like one chocolate, one bag of crisps, and one juice. What would you get?
That's a good question. Right, so I'm a bit strange. So Dairy milk would be just classic Dairy milk or Dairy milk Oreo. But like with chocolate, I like a glass of milk. So I know it, but then crisps and milk's a bit questionable. You know what I mean?
You're not buying a carton of milk at the corner.
I would if it was chocolate. I've seen me leave with a bar of chocolate and pint of milk. But so no, I'll for the question for not if I'm walking the streets. But I'm now 26-year-old man. I don't think I'm walking around the streets. Wherever I live, I'm not saying.
Yes.
So, right, we'll go for the purpose of the question. We'll go Dairy Milk Oreo, Big Butter. The juice would be Coke Zero. I like a Coke Zero. That would be my choice.
Okay.
And a bag of crisps.
It's a tough one.
Drum roll. I think I would go for Chili Heatwave Doritos. That's my choice.
That's always a big question with Doritos. It's like, what's the best out of the three as well?
I'm Chili Heatwave.
Mm.
Do you know what I like? There's like a Thai green or Thai something. McCoy before.
Oh, yeah, the green packet.
Yeah. Lovely.
They
Nice crisp. But
They are good.
I think Chili Heatwave hedges it.
Yeah.
This just went a bit right off topic, innit? But anyway.
It's better conversation.
Anyway. It is.
I know that's a tough one. I don't even know what I'd go for with that one, but that's a decent choice as long as you're not going for you're not walking in the street
with a pint of milk. All right,
yeah, that's fine.
We'll stick with the Coke Zero.
How's it kind of been then for you this season? As you said, you've played every single game. So have you been enjoying your football? Has it been different for you at all this season? Are your role as a left back at all under a new manager?
Yeah, it's been really good in terms of new manager come in. We were all finding our feet to start with, players and staff, just learning new ways, and eventually as the season's progressed, I think we've got stronger as a unit and as a group of players, myself included. And I'm really enjoying learning under the new manager, so hopefully that can continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're back in football now. So when you got these kind of weeks where you've played a game midweek, you then got a game at the weekend, in December especially, that's a massive month for games where it's pretty much midweek and weekend. What does it actually look like when you've got days in training? Are you pretty much just mostly about recovery, or do you get an opportunity to do much on the specific matches?
So normally if we play a game, the day after, if you're not off, is spent inside. If you've played the game, you'll just do recovery with the sports science team, whether that's on the bike, massage, foam roll, stretching, all that stuff. And then the second day you'll get back on the pitch, you'll do a wee bit. Won't be as much as the boys that haven't played. They'll train fully, but we'll do a couple of strides, passing drill, small possession, just something to get the legs going again. And then at times you can find yourself, you're straight back into the game if it's only a 2-3 game lead in. But normally you'll have another training session before the game where you'll manage to get a full training session in, and you'll do your match prep for the next game, and whether we're playing or not.
Do you enjoy that time though?
I love training, to be honest. I love all parts of it. This part is more focused on the games just because how quick the turnarounds are. So you'll normally analyse. I like to analyse every game with John Kennedy. So I'll do my clips with Kendo normally a couple of days after, and then right back into the next game.
So you're not really getting a chance to really do anything in terms of fitness. Is that everything that's done at the start of the season?
Exactly. The boys that aren't playing at each game they'll get worked in training so that when the opportunity comes you're ready. But also if you're playing every game, it's normally your fitness comes from pre-season, and then games as any footballer knows, you get fitness from games. That's where their body's through the hardest moments.
Yeah, I suppose that must be like the challenge of pre-season, I suppose, when you're doing like all these double sessions, and I imagine it's an absolute killer when you're doing it, but then this is the period of time where it all starts to pay off, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You reap the benefits now because you put in that hard graft in pre-season, and it's never enjoyable or easy at the time, but it's such an important stage as a footballer's career and season.
Yeah. So going into this month, as I was saying, when this comes out, it's going to be the 1st of December, so I think there's a
Advent calendar.
Oh, are you getting one?
Don't know actually. I'll need to ask the missus. Don't know.
Oh, is it usually one that's given to you?
Given to. I don't normally purchase small one. That's bad.
Is there a Dairy Milk one?
I hope so. Actually, I am not a lint man of that.
We'll see if she doesn't give you one. I'll give you one.
I'll
get you one the next time I see you. But I'll need to find out first off if she's got you, because you're not having two. You can't
No,
have
I'm
two
an athlete. Come on.
I know exactly. But how do you look at that December period, because there is so many games? Like, I don't know, how do you approach it? Is it just, I know it's just kind of one game after another, but is it like an enjoyable period to get into?
Yeah, it is. I love playing over this period. Always remember growing up, there's lots of football on the television, you're watching it, there's games on Boxing Day, and now you're the one playing in these games. So no, it's a really exciting period for us as players. The crowds are always good. The away fans come and they're singing in their numbers. So yeah, it's a really enjoyable period for a footballer.
Yeah. Do you still watch a lot of football?
Hundreds every game. That's normally what's on my telly.
Is it?
It's constant.
Because one of those, like, I know, like, a lot of people grow up, become a footballer, and throughout that whole period of time, you absolutely love football. But I know for some people, when it kind of becomes your job, it does change. But that's not for you at all.
No, not at all. I think I'm relentless with it, whether it's just for the sake of putting something on or trying to improve. It's I love watching football. It's any game, any level. I've normally got it on if it's on.
Yeah, so you're the type then it would be like the start of the week looking
Aye,
through the
what's
whole
on,
week to see
definitely.
what's on. And
Friday night Scottish Championship game, BBC. I'll bang it on. Aye, definitely.
Yeah. What's your missus say to that though?
She's okay actually. She's just used to it now. I think we've been together so long that she's just accepted that is what is on the telly.
So you get a bit of football on a Friday night championship, and then she gets
Strictly
strictly on a Saturday. There we
You know
go.
what I mean?
That's a good.
Give and take in it.
Yeah, I know actually you've spoken about fiancé now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So soon to get married then.
Getting married next year. Yeah. So exciting summer in terms of getting married and hopefully go to the Euros. So
yeah, brilliant.
yeah, it's a busy period.
Because I'm sure I'd asked you before, might probably have been last year, about going into this December period and how challenging it is with so many games. And I'm sure your answer was something along the lines of, well, my fiance, my girlfriend, works during this time as a nurse through mental hours, through all these conditions. Does that kind of put things into perspective for you a wee bit when you've got that in your households?
For sure. You see how hard, and it's 12-hour shifts and it's night shift, day shift, whatever, and that's an emergency. It doesn't get much more difficult than that. So yeah, you really appreciate it, and the life we have is unbelievable compared to how hard some people out there have it. Even when we go and visit the hospital and you see the sick children and all these moments, like it really putting a smile on the kids' faces, and also just appreciating what we do and what we can do for these people. It's really special this time of year.
Because we were even saying just before, it's a nightmare having to play in Boxing Day and you've got a game the 23rd.
Exactly.
But I imagine, I don't know what your fiance's schedule will be like, but are you having to kind of work that around each other if she's having to work over Christmas as well?
Yeah, she's actually getting Christmas Day off this year, and we're in a hotel. So, yeah, she's worked many Christmases, as I'm sure lots of people out there. So I'm not trying to paint the sob story on, but it is difficult.
Yeah. So what will your Christmas Day look like then?
So as I said, I think I'm going to do Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve this year, just because it's a few days before the game, and you're normally, if you've just played and I touched on, you can normally just feel the body. It doesn't really matter what's going in terms of food wise. So yeah, I'll do that Christmas Eve, and then I think Christmas Day will be pretty chilled. Just morning up, bit of breakfast, few presents, and then I might pop down the road, see my parents, even though I will see them on Christmas Eve, and then head up to training, and we go to a hotel for playing Dundee and Boxing Day.
Yeah, Dundee, fun, the enjoyment of it all.
Exactly.
Have you sorted your Christmas presents?
I have. We're very fortunate in terms of Leith. Shout out for Leith, he deserves that. One of the player liaisons is sorted for some of the retailers and brands to come into the training ground on Friday, and we can there's a few stalls out, so we can do a bit then.
That's
really good, to be honest. So shout out Leith, and
you'll love that.
Love that. He deserves it. What a man. And but prior to that, I had done a wee bit. I'd start to get organised the last couple of weeks, so not all done, but on its way.
Brilliant. That's good. Do you know what? This is terrible, right? Do you know what? It's actually not my fault though. So I've got an older sister, and she basically just sorts everything. But it's to the point that I don't even get a say in it anymore. So it's just like she'll just say, "Oh, by the way, I've got mum and dad's stuff. You owe me this much money." And I'm at the point now. I'm going to say this directly to her. I actually want to get a bit more involved.
Okay.
I want.
You're going to regret that.
I know. I will.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll let me have a say though in it at all. So I actually do want to get a bit more involved. So she's sorted everything. I need to sort a few bits for my sister. But I kind of there, but I don't know. See, part of me kind of enjoys. I know you probably don't get to experience it at all, but like the last minute of
Same,
like going,
actually.
do you?
Aye.
Going up Buchanan Street the last minute.
I need to bang a hat on so that it's not getting pulled from pillar to post. But yeah, I quite enjoy that as well. And the lights is on.
I know.
There's a good feeling in it.
I know.
Yeah, I quite like that as well.
I know. It's kind of already got that feel. See how cold it is this week now. It's just completely dipped. But it's in a weird way, it's horrible, but it's kind of a nice feeling.
You feel Christmas is round the corner.
Yeah, I know.
Michael Bublé on in the car in it.
Is that have you got a favourite Christmas song?
Favourite Christmas song? Quite like Wham! Last Christmas. Good tune. But I like Bublé's album, Christmas. I like all Christmas music actually. I'm a big fan of the festive period.
Yeah, Bublé's good. Step Into Christmas from Elton John.
Good tune.
That's a
big
belter.
Tune. Mistletoe, Justin Bieber.
Oh,
another good song.
That is a good one.
Under radar.
Anytime that song Step Into Christmas comes on, it's just like
aye.
Just you're bouncing after that. It's brilliant. That's lots to look forward to with that. This weekend actually then, so St Johnstone on Sunday. Do you do anything then specifically when you're in training, kind of leading up to the match, specifically about St Johnstone's threats, or do you kind of, in these periods where you've got so many games, is it just kind of focusing more on yourself and the team?
It's quite mixed in terms of you always do a match prep the day before, which will touch on the strengths and weaknesses of all opponents. But we're a team that we predominantly try and focus on what we can bring to the game. We're in a lucky position. We dominate most of the ball against most teams. So it's about trying to unlock, whether it's a deep block, someone high pressing. It's just, and again, taking the opportunities when they come. So yeah, the whole training week is geared normally to whatever the game is.
Yeah, and the next game after that, Hibs, isn't it? And the Wednesday at home, and that was a game we dropped points in at Easter Road. What did you kind of make of them when we played against Hibs the last time?
I actually thought it was a really good game in terms of the way Hibs played. They were they've got a clear philosophy. They want to try and play out from the back, but there was also times that we had quite a high press and they tried to, whether it was clipping it out to a fullback or into the strikers, and to be honest, their build up caused us a few issues, and it was a game that, again, I feel, off the back of a European game, we probably didn't start as well as we'd have liked in the game, and then second half, later stages, we had all the impetus to win it and probably could have and should have, but difficult opponent, so we'll focus predominantly on St Johnstone, but of course you've got, that's around the corner.
Non-stop, isn't it? I know. I suppose, Greg, see for yourself, I was looking in before we were doing this interview just about, you've been here for, since 2019, so this is now your fifth season now. And I think out of all the players that have actually signed for the club, so taking away like Callum and Jamesy and stuff like that, you're the longest serving here. Do you feel that at all? Do you feel like you've been here for that length of time? Like, do you feel like one of the main...
That's my phone there.
Oh, that's
not
a fine?
Aye, it could be. Sorry.
Nah, we won't find you. Don't worry about that. Do you feel like you're kind of one of the mainstays in the team now? Like, you've always been kind of one of the loudest voices, but do you feel that kind of...
I don't know in terms of mainstay. That's about selection. I've been lucky that I've played a lot of football for the club, and that's been the same this season. But yeah, in terms of the length of time, I've been here a long time, and it's a real honour to play for a club this size. I'm very grateful to the opportunity I've been given, and long may it continue. Yeah,
and when you've been at the club for quite a period of time, like you have, do you feel like when new players come in, so particularly in the summer period there, and we've got a lot of new signings, do you feel that a little bit more of a responsibility now as one of the players that have been here a little bit longer, just to help people bed into the club?
Yeah, avoid Ali Johnson. The do's and don'ts in it. No, I try and help everyone that signs. It's we've got a very multicultural change room in terms of players from all around the world, so it can be difficult, especially when the boys sign and their English isn't amazing. But one thing I'll give massive credit to everybody that's signed this season is they've made a real effort in terms of trying to learn the language, and they really are engrossed and became big parts of the changing room.
Do you pick up any of the other bits of languages at all?
I did a wee bit. Kyogo early doors, so got me a wee bit Genki Deska, I think was how are you, and a few just the basic arigato, etc. But apart from that, there's very limited Japanese.
Were you whipping it out when we're back in Japan in the
summer? No, I wasn't. I wasn't confident enough.
How is that? Because I think football dressing rooms, sports dressing rooms in general, they probably are like the most multicultural workplaces that you'll find, because there's not really many other places in the world where you'll have a group of 25, 30 people, and quite a lot of people maybe don't speak the language, come from different backgrounds as well. Is it challenging? Is it enjoyable? Like, what's it like to have so many different kind of backgrounds and languages going on in one dressing room?
I think it's amazing because you've all got that one common goal, and it's to be successful. We're really fortunate. We've got good senior players that lead by example, and the boys that come in can follow that, whether they don't speak the language. They see the standards that are getting set, and then it's we're really fortunate in terms of you're getting to find out about different places around the world that you would never probably have known about, or certainly the finer details. And we were fortunate enough last year we got to go to Australia, which was an amazing trip.
Yeah, because I remember speaking to Matt before about his music tastes, and he was saying that that's one thing that Jota rubbed off on him, was all the kind of Portuguese and Spanish music. Is there anything like that you've picked off of anybody else?
I love like Japanese music.
I don't know, do you?
No, I don't love the Japanese music. There's been a few songs that went on and it's not for me.
Any like foods or anything, or any?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, the Japanese rice that we had, and obviously in Japan, I think it's sticky rice. Or, the chefs have it here now, and you can actually see there's quite a lot of boys that aren't Japanese having it. It is pretty tasty.
Because even when going away in like the trips and you've got all the food laid out, there's a wee kind of like Japanese bit, isn't there? All the kind of the sticky rice.
Yeah, exactly.
You having the sticky rice over the house rice?
It's quite similar in
is,
terms of boiled rice and sticky rice. I think it's almost the same thing, to be honest. So no, it was right up my street there. There's a few other things that the boys have, but not for me. I've tried it.
Because when we were in Japan, we had we all went out for one kind of big massive team meal. It was like a 7-course tasting thing. And I was watching a few of the boys eating. There
was a few questionable dishes. Let's be fair. I tried all, but there was a few.
Was there one in particular you remember?
There was there was one that was rice with bits of fish in it.
Yeah,
that was not for me.
There was like a kind of fishy soup or something like that as well.
Thinking.
I wasn't too sure about. There was like a steak which was amazing.
Lovely, unbelievable.
That was really good.
And some of the sushi, like in sashimi, was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
It was quite actually fun though, because I was kind of sitting quite far back watching everybody, and she just watching
the different faces. Yeah,
won't name names, but David Turnbull.
I won't show the footage, but I've got videos of Dave eating it, and it was hilarious.
I need to see that after. That's brilliant. See, when you kind of look back though on your time so far, so 5th season. There's been so many amazing memories, so many trophies so far, a few goals as well. Is there anything you kind of look back on, if you're to get asked about what your kind of favourite memories have been so far? Is there anything in particular so far?
Stands out?
Yeah.
I think maybe winning the league the second year for me, because Ange's first year was we came from behind. There was a lot of people off the back of obviously not winning the league before the season before. Doubting us, we fell behind, and we pretty much from about I obviously got surgery with my shoulder, so I missed a right chunk, and when I came back I think we were 6 or 7 points behind, and to just motor on right to the end, and real good group, real clear philosophy and how we wanted to play, and it was just it was a really special season, and being like our first as a group. That was probably one of the highlights. Again, Champions League debut against Real Madrid, when the music came on, standing in the line. Everyone speaks how special it is, but it was definitely a lump in the throat standing in the line and the music come on that night.
6 goals, is that right?
6 goals. I don't know if that's right actually. I need to check that.
But so you count all your appearances.
I count the goals as well, but there's more appearances than there is goals, so I actually should know the goals. But I
thought that'd be the easier one
to
remember rather than 147 appearances.
Yeah, we'll go 6 goals.
Yeah. A favourite so far?
A favourite so far, probably the winner at Tynecastle. That was a good moment. Come off the bench as well to score late on, and the game had been, was it 1 each, 2-1, 3-2, whatever. It was a mental game,
wasn't it?
Yeah, also it was exactly. So there was a lot of controversy, and to get the winner at the Tynecastle and win 4-3 that was probably my favourite goal.
That was such a good feeling. That was amazing.
That was a good one.
I was working in that game, and one of the things that I've kind of got better with, but also struggle with as well, because when you're working at the games, you're always sitting like in the press box or in the main stand. So like that game was mad as it was, and then you score that winner, and then particularly in the Hearts, because you're sitting around Hearts fans and stuff, I'm constantly like sitting my hands and I can't celebrate.
That's a difficult one there, definitely.
You ever had that before when you've been like sat in a home end or something, you couldn't celebrate? Or
nah, not off the top of my head.
Nah,
to be honest,
it's hard. It's hard.
Bet.
Like Tynecastle, Ibrox, been fortunate to have a few wins there earlier this season.
Yeah,
particularly the Kyogo's goal. Like
it's
everyone
bizarre,
thought it was offside.
When it just goes like silent, like playing, because we didn't have any of our fans. And that one, it's a strange feeling. It's a brilliant feeling. But it's an unbelievable feeling. But it's strange.
Yeah. 1 goal so far this season as well.
1 goal so far this year. Need to add to that tally.
Yeah, because you got a few last year.
Got a few, I think 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Last year. So no, I want to add to that this year. So 1 so far. So hopefully change that on Sunday.
Yeah, brilliant. And how you I know we kind of touched on it at the start in terms of how you're enjoying this season so far, but how are you feeling as a group at this moment in time? We're currently 8 points clear at the moment. Very busy months, very hectic months. But I always feel like with this group over the last couple of years, it's probably these months where we really kind of start to kick into our stride. Do you get that sense within the group as well?
I think it's important to do that now. It's a really busy period and a key period before the winter break. We want to continue with our good form in the league, but disappointing to obviously go out in Europe. It was a big chance and big aim for us this year to progress further. So that is a real disappointment. So it's up to us to put it right in the league.
Yeah. And how much do you think, like, the last couple of years, the success we've had, treble last season, double the year before that, but how much does it help when you have won a league title before, when you're then going into this really busy period of fixtures?
Yeah, it does, definitely, in terms of you have that experience when the going gets tough in these moments, the big pressure moments late on in games or late on in the season. It's definitely good that you can recall on positive memories for when that comes, hopefully, this season.
So do you actually feel that difference? Because people always kind of say it, but
I would say so.
Do you like draw on experiences when you're in tough moments and you go, right, okay, I've done this before?
That, yeah, I would say so. Certainly leading into games late on in seasons, you know that we've been there and we've got guys that have been there, so I think that definitely does help you.
Brilliant, that's great. I think last thing just to round it off on, you doing a Secret Santa in here?
I'm not doing a Secret Santa that I know of. No, unless you want to organise it. There's no Secret Santa taking place. Sorry, you were hoping for it yesterday. I've killed that question.
Yeah, I was building up to something.
To be honest, I thought this was a 5-minute interview. We're here 35 minutes, so.
But we'll end it here anyway,
no
mate.
Problem.
Had you for plenty enough time. Good man.
Top man. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.